foremost, so call her like Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakudash. All right, double honors to our apostles, the great millstone. He said to you elect out there, you elect members, household faith, first fruits of the kingdom. So for $5 million, this right here could be yours. You know, like like your man, like your man said, for $5 million, this could be yours right here. You know, so so the clown in chief put up the new now he's making up new things, you know, as he goes. I guess the elites are giving him leave to do shit, you know, whether it's his plans or their plans, you know. Um, it's they're letting this guy burn this place down, you know. They're letting him burn this thing down. So the thing is, um, well, now when you show the comments, you gotta shalom y'all, but now you gotta do like an extra step. It's weird. Before you could just touch on it and then just puts it up there. But anyways, like I said, shalom to you brothers out there, man. All you brothers. But the thing is, so now, you know, $5 million for the citizenship card, the gold citizenship card with the devil Trump face on it, you know, which comes with perks and benefits if you invest $5 million in America. Um, you know, it's more than just a green card. You know, you get tax exemptions. You probably get all kind of underhanded shit. You know, because once you're at these different tax brackets, you get extra benefits. You know, the cops won't mess with you. You know, things of that nature, things that are untold. You know, that are not said to the average citizen. Okay, but like I said in the title of the video, man, everything's for sale, including you. All right, to show you that everything's for sale, man. All right, everything is for sale, and nothing is off limits. You know, so this really just brought to mind the Book of Acts, where there's always this debates about Paul being a Roman citizen. That's what really brought to mind this whole thing. You know, because see, there's always been debates about, you know, Paul speaking about, ever since I came to the truth. You know, I've been watching Vocab and the apostles, brothers, elders going at it about, you know, the citizenship thing, right? And, you know, that question always comes up. And, you know, I felt like, you know, this was part of, this ties right into that. Okay, so, matter of fact, let me go to the account. All right, I'll touch on this briefly. It's the book of Romans. No, Acts 22 and 24 verse. And the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle and bade that he should be examined by scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him. And as they bound him with things, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that's a Roman and uncondemned? Is it lawful for you to scourge an American citizen? All right, like they do today, right? Here today, they'll shoot you. A cop will shoot you, and you don't have the same rights as a white man. You know, that won't even happen to you as a white man. You know, they ain't gonna blow you away just because you're white. All right, or you look like an Edomite or whatever. Okay, now Paul was a Roman citizen, right? That don't mean he was a Roman. That don't mean he was a white man. All right, just like today, very simple to understand, very simple, very easy to understand for anyone with half a spiritual brain, half a spiritual brain. Okay, so Paul's saying he's a Roman citizen. All right, we're showing you that citizenship, you could buy it. Nationality, you can't buy that. You can't buy a nationality. Okay, Nationality can't be bought and sold. That's something that's given to you by the Most High. That was your nationality. See, showing you that these countries are not countries, they're corporations. America is a corporation where you could buy a citizenship. Just like you could buy a P.O. box. You could go to the P.O. post office, or there's services where you could get a physical address that's not yours, where not where you live at. That's not that you could have mail sent to. You can just buy. Oh, so buying a citizenship is like buying it's like buying a post office, a P.O. box. You know, basically you could buy it, man. I could make myself a citizen of Spain or the UK or this or Germany. Hey, you can come to America and buy American citizenship. So what the fuck is an American? You know, what is an American? There's not one. See, being an Israelite is a nationality, bloodline, not a citizenship you could buy. You know, an American that grants you certain protections under the so-called white man's constitution. If you're a white man, you know, if you're black, you know, you still got. If you're a Latin tribe, you're Israelite, you know, you could be an American citizen, but you don't have the same protections afforded to you by the color of law, as they would call it, you know. So so the thing is, this is why the scriptures deal with nationality, not citizenship, because citizenship is a man-made. It's a man-made thing, you know. That's a man-made thing. That's not from the Most High. The Most High never said, "Hey, you're a citizen." You know, you could buy the citizenship. All right, it's all according to the bloodline, according to the birthright, according to Numbers 1:18. That's your nationality, according to the polls of your father. You know, according to the house of your father, his father before him. You know, determine your nationality and who you would be. Not $5 million you could buy it, and then, you know, here it is. Now you're a citizen. You know, so it says, "Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that's a Roman and uncondemned?" When a centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, "Take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. Beware, this man's a Roman. You're breaking the Roman laws." You know? Okay, so under the devil's constitution of today, technically you got rights under the law, don't you? Technically, you're an American citizen. You were born here, you know, or your parents had you here, whatever, or whatever country you're part of. But we're dealing with America as of now, you know, because America is the chief seat, you know, chief capital, the great whore, you know. So hey, Donald J. You know, now citizenship. That a long time, you know. On the visa, I think it was HB. Matter of fact, they have it here in the article. The visa was if you invested a certain amount of money, you could have gotten that visa. What was the visa? Because you got different kind of visas, refugee visas. Like for the Haitians, for instance, Salvadorians, they're from war-torn countries. They're very easily get jobs and citizenship and shit like that. I forgot what was the visa name. It's here in the article. Oh, HB. Yeah, HB5. Yeah, that was the investor visa. You know, which now this one's gonna replace it. This visa is gonna replace it, quote unquote. You know, it's gonna be the new HB5. All right. He said that that it will be available. This little Trump Gold Card will be available in 2 weeks. You know, for $5 million. Okay. So it says the article here. As markets melt down, Trump's touts $5 million gold card for wealthy immigrants featuring his face. For $5 million, this could be yours. Trump says of card available to wealthy immigrants to buy a right to live and work in the U.S. Amid a market meltdown following his dramatic announcement of worldwide tariffs, Trump took to took time on Thursday to show off his gold card to reporters aboard Air Force One. And it's the pride of the devil. This is the pride of the devil. He could sell you a citizenship to a country that he stole, you know? That's great business. That's great business deal. That's why I say Habakkuk 2:5, man. That's a great business deal. That's what you call 100% profits, man. You steal shit like a drug dealer, you know? You rob the plug and you get easy, you coming up on easy money. You didn't have to buy your product. See, he didn't have to buy the Israelites. He just stole them. He just stole you, man. He didn't have to buy the drugs. He just stole the drugs and making 100% profit. That's how you make the money. You see? The oppressors hold themselves, slay them, hold themselves not guilty. You know? Egypt was built off of your slave labor. America, the new Egypt, is built off of your slave labor, and then they buy and sell the citizenship that has been earned by you through slavery and all that. You know, a citizenship to a country that they stole. You know, and now they let the heathens, because the heathens come here with that money. Now they let the heathens come here and build on top of you. And they laugh about it. This is the judgment. This is why judgment gonna come down on this place, man. Okay, because of fucking pride of this cracker, man. You know, he sit here and put his face on there. Okay. All right, and he exalts himself as the eagle. That's why it said Obadiah 1:3. I have made thee small amongst the heathen, now great and despised. Everybody's despising the pride of these devils, man. You know. So it says wealthy immigrants can buy the car for $5 million to gain U.S. Residency, which features Donald Trump's face on it. He said, "Who's the first buyer?" He said he's the first buyer. Okay, but he said he sold 1,000 gold cards already. So $5 billion raised in a single day. He's always trying to big himself up, you know. When I came in office, I fixed this and I fixed that and I did this and I did that. All right. Well, this guy's gonna be the one to bring this place down. Lord willing, we believe so. You know. Okay, he ain't gonna fix nothing. He's trying to. He can't fix this. He knows this. They know this, and they know that this is the guy that bring this thing down. You know, we feel so. You know, we feel the way. This guy's the perfect catalyst to bring this place down, man. You know. All he's doing through his pride. See, pride go before a fall, man. You know, and a haughty spirit. Okay, and this devil ticks all the boxes. He ticks all the boxes now. But going back to Acts the 22nd chapter and the 26th verse, it said, when the centurion heard that, and he went and told the chief captain, saying, "Take heed what thou doest, for this man's a Roman." Then the chief captain came and said unto him, "Tell me, art thou a Roman?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm a Roman. Yes, I have citizenship. I have protections under this law. You can't scourge me." But see, this devil, hey, he don't regard no laws or times, man. He ain't gonna regard no damn laws. That was all set up as a, you know, ruse. A ruse, man. You know, Constitution, this and that. They don't follow their fucking laws, man. They never followed any laws when it came to the Gadites and them treaties they made with the Gadites. So what makes it think that they're gonna keep their word now? You know, oh yeah, we got binding agreements. You know, yeah, you're citizens and all this. You know, this is why, man, the scriptures tell you that the citizens will not regard their kings nor princes, because the kings and princes ain't regarding the laws that they set up to protect you, quote unquote. You know, they're not even regarding their own laws, man. So it says, take heed, tell me, art thou a Roman? And he said, yeah. And the chief captain answered, with the great sum obtained I this freedom. With a great sum I obtained this freedom. And Paul said, I was born free. Hold on. So the chief captain bought his Roman citizenship, because he said, with a great sum I obtained this freedom. What great sum? A monetary fee. Let's look at the word great sum. I want to look at this word for great sum. Acts 22. Which that's the spirit. I forgot that it said that. I forgot that it says that in here, man. You know, but the spirit had me read it. With a great sum. What's a sum? A sum of money. The principal capital is the blue letter. The principal capital distinguished from the interest. The chief point, principal thing, a sum of money. The penury sum total of a reckoning. That's right. So with a great sum, I obtained this. The chief captain said, he answered and said, with a great sum, I obtained this freedom. And Paul said, I was born free. Why he say I was born free? Because he was born an Israelite. All right. He was born an Israelite. He was born free. I was born free. Right. Now, just like today, hey, you could buy the citizenship just like today. Okay, back then you could have bought a Roman citizenship. Hey, they show you that in the movie Gladiator 2. You could have bought yourself. You could have the dude Lucius. He bought his freedom from the black dude, you know, from Denzel. And Denzel was a slave too, and he bought his freedom, and he became a Roman citizen. And then he ended up going up the ranks, just like in America. In America, you could go up the ranks. You do enough underhanded shit like Denzel did, you know, and you could be up there, mayor of New York, man. You know, you could be the leader of the gladiators and shit. All right, you could be like Eric Adams. You could be like you could be a drug dealer one day, like Jay-Z or one of these niggas, and then you could have the corner office. Eventually, that's the American so-called dream, right? You know, but see, now it's quickly turning into a nightmare. Now it says the 29th verse, Acts 29, 22 and 29. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him, and the chief captain also was afraid after he knew that he was a Roman because he had bound him. Why is afraid? Because he broke the laws. So hey, the laws of back then are the laws now. Now the system that they had back then is this new democracy of today. They had the Senate, they had the Romans, they had the patricians and the plebeians and this and that, and they had representatives and state houses and shit like that. Senate, they had parties. They had so now they had Caesars, which are presidents, but then they had the hidden hand too behind the Caesars, which are the elites of today, man. So nothing new under the sun. So now, okay, these devils are gonna go down just like the Roman Empire, but worse in a far more dramatic fashion, But there's nothing new under the sun. So now this devil, this one who was a Roman Empire back then, this guy Nero is putting his face everywhere. It's starting with this gold coin, man. Gold card, I should say, So all these things are things to look out for, Okay, so it says the 30th verse, on the morrow, because he had known the certainty, wherefore he was accused of the Jews, he loosed him from his bands and commanded the chief priests and all the council to appear and brought Paul down and set him before him. So yeah, briefly touch on that, this particular account right here, because when I saw the citizenship card, it just brought to mind what had happened to Paul, man, in this here account. Okay, is it lawful for you to scourge a Roman? So with this devil, the thing is, he don't keep none of his laws, man. He don't respect his constitution. He's not bound by his word. He's not bound by his word. So even though Jake may be American citizens, that shit don't mean nothing, man. That shit don't mean nothing. Even though you may be a citizen of whatever country, you're still a Negro, a Latino, and a Native American. You're an Israelite. You go back to the tribes. So yeah, this thing goes back to nationality, not a citizenship that you could buy and sell. That could be that's filthy. That could be bought and sold. The gift of the Most High can now be bought and sold. It can't be bartered. The Holy Spirit, the inheritance, the blessings. Acts the 8th chapter, and the 17th verse. And then they laid their hands on them, and they received the Holy Spirit. And when Simon saw that through the laying of the hands of the apostles, the Holy Spirit was given him, he offered them money, saying, "Give me also this power, that on whomsoever I lay my hands, he may receive the Holy Spirit." But Peter said unto him, "Thy money perish with thee, because thou hast thought that the gift of the Most High may be purchased with money. Thou hast neither part nor lot in this matter, for thy heart is not right in the sight of the Most High. Repent therefore of that wickedness, and pray the Most High, and perhaps the thought of thy heart may be forgiven thee. For I perceive that thou art in the gall of bitterness and in the bond of iniquity. All right, so you can't buy the citizenship, you can't buy the Holy Spirit, you can't buy the being an Israelite with some money, with some shekels, you know. But you could buy being an American. You could buy being an American. You could buy that shit. You could buy anything. Everything's for sale here, man. Everything that's not nailed down could be bought and sold here, man, including you. The scripture told you they sold a boy for a harlot and a girl that they may drink, you know. All right, but you can't buy the spirit though. They sold you back and forth, and they're gonna show them horns again, man. See, since them cameras been on, they've been trying to act like they're the benevolent rulers of the earth, but these are the same devils that human traffic a whole nation. Okay, all the tribes for their purposes. So now their crimes they're gonna pay for it, man. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations. I'll bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people. Right, because nobody's pleading our cause, man. Ain't nobody pleading our cause, man. Don't nobody care about us as a people. Where's our seat and where's our defense, man? And where's the people looking out for us, man? You know, where are these motherfuckers at, man? You know, they're kicking us out. Here it is. They're deporting your people. They're bringing in heathens. You know, they want to whitewash the history. They want to make everybody forget about slavery. You know, they want to oppress you and make you into an American. You know, a fucking American or whatever the hell they the global citizen or whatever now they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to make you forget the old ways and, you know, assimilate into this new world, you know, assimilate into this new, you know, white man utopia, you know, where which for us is going to be a dystopia, you know. But hey, that's what this whole Make America Great thing is about. It's about the white man. It's not about us. It's not about no fucking American citizenship. It's about the devil, you know, and about you forgetting who you are, you know, which your people have totally forgot, man. So they're playing right into the hands of this devil, you know, and all these things tie into this new world order, this beast system, man. You know, this beast system. All right, which when they bring in that micro C-Hip, they're gonna present it as benefits too, just like they're presenting this $5 million card. All right, which that's an insult to all the people, man, all the poor and all the other, you know, the ones that really need the help, man. Showing you that everything's about bread, man. Everything's about money, man. Every single thing with this devil's about money. That's their guide. Guns, oil, and drugs. That's their money. That's their guide. You know, guns, oil, drugs, shekels. The S at the end, shekels. You know. Okay, so I will gather all people, all nations, and I'll bring them down to the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yeah, they cast lots for the people. Okay, citizenship. All right, and giving you different citizenship requirements and this and that, and making you illegals. You know, or you're an illegal because you wasn't born here. You know, or your parents brought you here unlawfully. You know, whatever the case may be, according to their standards, man. You know, you're an illegal. All right. When this devil's the alien, you know, this devil is the alien. You know, this devil belongs in the caves. All right. But for $5 million, you know, he'll accept you with open arms, man. You know, come here and, you know, and we'll do business with you. We'll shake your hands and we'll do business, man. As long as you adhere to this devil, man, you know, and do as he says, you know. promote his lies, promote his wickedness, and whatnot, you know. Okay, so it says 4th verse. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their border. That's right. They sold us onto the Grecians, onto these devils, these different nations, bought and sold you, you know, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I'll raise them out the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people afar off, for the Lord has spoken it. That's right. So, you know, you have sold a boy for a harlot, man. You have cast lots, given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. So everything's for sale in the whore. In Babylon, everything's for sale. Everything is not nailed down, you know. All right, everything's for sale, man. Everything's that's not nailed down. Citizenship, your dignity is for sale. Your womb is for sale, you know. Okay. Your kitten is for sale. Everything's for sale, man. Your organs, you know. Everything's for sale here, man. You got black market where niggas sell organs. They sell the organs of the tribes. You know, everything's for sale, man, including a citizenship, man. You know, which is on paper, you know, for tax exemption status, for this, for that, whatever, you know. But everything is for sale, man. Everything is for sale. Every single thing is for sale, man. There's nothing that's not for sale. Everything has a price, man. All right. Everything has a price. But see, the gift of the Most High is without price, man. All right. The gift of the Most High, you know, is without price, man. As it tells you in Isaiah, the 58th chapter, it says, 55, my bad. It said, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye and buy and eat. Yeah, come and buy wine and milk without price and without money. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfied not? See, we're spending money in this society for things that satisfy not, man. You know, but the calling and election of the Lord is without money. All right, we was born into this. We was born free, like the Apostle Paul said, Acts. Even though we're in bondage, you know, but the Apostle Paul said, I was born free. Okay, was the Apostle Paul born into slavery? Yes, he was. So how did he make that statement? How did he say he was born free? In Acts 22. He said he was born free. I was born free. But the chief captain said, with a great sum of money, I bought this. I received this. What was he talking about? He's talking about his citizenship. But Paul said, I was born free. Right? So now it says, hearken diligently unto me and eat that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me here, and your soul shall live. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with you. Did we have to pay for the Lord making an everlasting covenant with us and giving us the sure mercies of David? Did we have to give monetary exchange of funds? You know, did we have to go to the exchanger, to the money counter and do that? It says 4 verse, behold, I've given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee, because of the Lord thy power. For the Holy One of Israel, he hath glorified thee. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. This fucking white man devil, all right, the people are staying upon him, you know, but he's the serpent, man. He's the devil that's charging you for everything, man, to breathe air, to die. If you want to die, you gotta pay, you know, you gotta pay for every fucking thing, man. But the Lord said he give freely, you know. he gives freely. It says, let the wicked forsake his way and let the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord. How you forsake the way? Forsake the way it is cracker, man. You know, you're looking to be Jake is killed for being an American citizen. They'll kill, man. Come to this place so he can mop floors for this devil, man. You know, these women are giving it up to any old body, any old. They'll let a camel shit on them so they could be a Dubai citizen or whatever, so they could be the girl of some chic. You know, no integrity, man. They'll deal with an animal, with a camel, with a beast, all so they can also they can get some benefits from the white man, man. It's sick, man. It's sick. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. As for the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. As for the rain that cometh down and the snow from heaven, returning not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper where in the thing whereto I sent it. For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before all you into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn shall come up the fir tree, and instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle tree. And it shall be to the Lord for a name and for an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. Yeah, we're going to be an everlasting people, an eternal people. You know, that's going to usurp this devil, man. You know, so we don't have to look for this devil, man, for the one of all things. We don't have to look to him for to be citizens and shit like that. You know, okay, because this place is going down, man. This place is going down, and soon enough, hey, we're gonna see the devil fall. Only with our eyes would I see the fall of the wicked, man. You know. Psalms 91 and the 7th verse, it says, 1,000 shall fall at thy right hand, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, the Most High thy habitation. Therefore shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. This white man's not our refuge, man. A citizenship, green card. Now I'm safe for living in America. You ain't safe for nothing. Scripture say, Ephraim bring his children to the murderer, man. All right. Ephraim shall bring his children to the murderer. Murderer, man. You know, this cracker is the murderer. He's the murderer. But hey, come on, $5 million, you get your citizenship, man. You know, you be taken care of, no problem. You know, Hosea 9:13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place. In Puerto Rico, a pleasant place. But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Yeah, Ephraim is all in all these different nice little places. You know, the tribes. Ephraim represent the northern kingdom. They're all in these different places, but because of the oppression, because of the vanity, because of the American media and the things that have been sold to the people, they think coming up here is going to be a good thing for them. You know, it's going to be a great change of life, which in a matter of speaking, they live they make dollars and shit like that, which, whatever. But at the end of the day, you come here and you might get, you're destroying yourself, man. You know, you're destroying yourself. You come here, you become a mo, you lose your traditions. I mean, your traditions are all wicked anyways. And, it's just, we live in a fucked up society, man. You know, you can't say, well, America's worse or wherever you live is worse. It's all trade-offs, you know. Here it is. If you live in your own countries, you're living in poverty. You come here, you're living in poverty. You know, over there you're getting oppressed. Over here you're getting oppressed. I mean, it's what can you say? It's all shit. It's all shit. You know, you're gonna be poor either way. You're gonna be under the curse either way. Or I mean, just over here you're gonna have to give it up to some devil. You know, and be a whore for the devil, or you know, whatever the case may be, unless you got some education or whatever. But the thing is, the point of this lesson really is the point of this lesson is about the citizenship thing, you know. Okay, like I said, Acts the 22nd chapter, the Apostle Paul spoke about his Roman citizenship, right? And showing you that the citizenship don't mean a damn thing. All right. Because yes, he used his Roman citizenship to usurp or to supplant the Romans and devils. But scripture said use the world but not abusing it, you know. 1 Corinthians 7. All right, for the fashion this world passeth away. You know, he asked the question, you know, is it lawful to scourge a man that's a Roman, you know? Which show you that in today's world, you know, they'll scourge you even if you are a Roman, even if you have a citizenship, you know, they will scourge your ass, they will shoot you, you know, they'll unlawfully arrest you, you know, they'll violate your constitutional rights, if you will. You know, they'll violate your constitutional rights, and they'll so they'll violate you, man. You know. So this devil, in conclusion, this devil, he's the wicked that the scriptures speak of. You know, he's the border of wickedness, and there's nothing that has changed with him. You know. Okay, there's nothing that has changed with him. He's still that same devil as of old. Same devil that bought and sold you on slave ships, man. Okay. So Habakkuk 2 and the first verse. It says, I'll stand upon my watch, because you got to watch this devil. You got to watch everything he does, man. And set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon a table, that he may run there, readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, because we're at that time where the vision is being fulfilled. The devil showing his horns, all right, and all hell breaking loose, and the prophecy being fulfilled. But at the end, it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come, will not tarry. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yet also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. All right, here you go. This is my face with the money on it. You know, and well, in our kingdom, you know, our face is gonna be on the money too. You know, we're gonna have you know, but this devil, he's not the guy, he's not the man, but he gonna put himself up as the man, you know. You devils, you crackers are not the man. You're not the man, you know. You're proud though, you know, but you're not the Israelites, you're not the people, man, you know. Okay. So it says, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell. That's him enlarging his desire is hell, bringing in all the you know, bringing in all the people from other countries, you know, all the great, you know, scientists and shit that can come here. That's what they did in the Second World War. All them people that built the atomic bomb and all that, like Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer and them was not from America. They was not from America, man. Them American scientists from over here, they didn't know what the hell they was doing. They had to go and get Germans like Einstein, Oppenheimer, and Amalekites, Temanites to come down here and work, because their own people over here, them little regular American crackers from over here, they wasn't good enough. You know, so sorry, they always been doing that. They bringing in the best talent from other places and shit like that, and they'll pay them. You know, okay, that's him enlarging his desire is hell. They come here to hell. They come here to live in hell and a place where where all the Babylonian traditions are kept. You know, so he enlarges his desire is hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto himself all nations, and heap it unto himself all people. And shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. America is not yours. Neither is the world yours, even though the Most High gave it to you for an appointed season. But you stole it. You stole it. You stole what you got. You didn't earn this by diplomacy or democracy or buying and selling or anything like that. You bought and sold the Israelites through trafficking of blood, and organs and children and women and you know. Okay, so it wasn't a lawful transaction. It wasn't it wasn't done by, you know, it wasn't done in love. All right, just like Matt Walsh said, a conquest, a history of conquest. Like your man Cristobal Colon, man, what he say? He said, he said he never put his sword down. He never put his sword down. That's what they said. I forget the name they gave for him. Like Andrew Jackson, the Indian killer, man. And all that's the history of all you crackers, man. That's y'all history. That's the history of the devil, of being a devil, by living by the sword. By that sword, like Isaac told him, thou shalt live. By the sword, thou shalt live, man. That's gonna be your blessing. All right. Revelation, the 6th chapter, as it says, the red pale horse. Okay. That scales in his hand. Life and death was in the hands of this cracker, as he's the power of the earth. But see, the world don't really belong to you, because the world's made for our sake. That's what the Lord said. The angel told Ezra, 2 Ezra 6. He said what? The world was created for our sakes, man. So woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. That's why it's so important to identify who is the Israelites. So, because people are talking about, oh, well, it doesn't matter who are the true Israelites. Yes, it does. Because the true Israelites hold the keys to the kingdom, the keys of creation. The earth belongs to the Israelites. The Bible, the scriptures, are the record. They're like the deed of the earth, man. The secrets to the earth, the secrets to the world events, and to the history, and to the what's gonna come, prophecy. What's to come. So the scriptures are for the Israelites, man. That's the scriptures identify who are the Lord's people and who are the true owners of the planet. Okay, so woe to him that increased that which is not his. How long to him that laid himself with thick clay? Yeah, debt. This motherfucker got debt on him. He owes blood. He owes years of lives, genocide that he committed against many nations, not just us, which we're the most important ones. Okay, but also the other nations. Like, look at what's happening to the Palestinians, which fuck them. They ain't our people. We could give a damn about them. Some of them are scattered amongst them. Some of our people, but them niggas are heathens. They don't belong in the land either. But it's just to show you what Esau does. See, when we're ruling, man, we're gonna fuck these nations up too. But the thing is, it's justified, man. Because that's what they did to us. These devils, they just see a nation and they start massacring them. Like they did to the indigenes of Australia, the Aborigines, man. Okay, them crackers don't belong down there. In the red sun, getting over there, getting red. They don't belong with kangaroos. In land down under. That was a slave colony of Britain. That's where they used to send all their prisoners and shit. And then they end up becoming a country. But Australia, that was for the Aborigines, the Polynesian, so-called Japhetic people, man. But see, this is what this cracker does. He heaps to himself all people and increases that which is not his. So shall they not rise up, Habakkuk 2:7, that shall bite thee suddenly, because everybody hates you. Awake that shall vex thee.
and thou shalt not be for booties unto them. Yeah, they're gonna spoil thee, man. The nations, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for violence of their land and of the city and all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covered the evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from a power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people and has sinned against thy soul. Yeah. So everybody see what happened with the Ukraine's president and with the rest of these people that come, ask for aid from this devil, how he treats them, his human rights record. All right. This motherfucker talk about human rights, man. What the hell this nigga got to talk about human rights about, man? Like this motherfucker's a moral authority on anything, man. You know? Okay, it says, for the stone shall cry out the wall, and the beam out the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that build a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. And now you selling citizenship to people, man, that you fuckers stole, man. You see how that you see that's like the drug dealer, man. That's like a drug dealer. That's like a drug dealer. He's robbed the plug, he steal, and then he turns around and sells the dope, for a profit, for nothing. $0 put down. So that's just free money. Everything this cracker been getting is free money, man. And then he still got the nerve to go turn around and complain about his fucking economy that he destroyed. This motherfucker has been building up this kingdom for 500 years for free, man. He didn't have to pay nobody. He didn't have to pay nothing he didn't pay the slave. He just gave him food, to keep him, and give him a place to stay. He didn't pay the fucking slaves. Here you go. Here's your rights, man. Here's your severance package, man. After 7 years, scripture speak about slavery. After 7 years, the slave will leave wealthy. He'll leave with a good package, man. But I'm not gonna go on to that, okay? Because after 7 years, either he could bore oil in his ear and stay if he had children or whatever with the family, or he could go on his own after 7 years. That's what Rachel and Leah happened with Rachel and Leah, where he worked 7 years for each of them, a piece. I believe the story goes, but he had to serve their father so he could get their hand in marriage. But see, he came out with two virgins, two fine ass virgins, Okay, after working, in this place, when this cracker put you in slavery, he didn't give you a damn thing. I was just perpetual slavery, you know, like that movie 12 Years a Slave with Solomon Northup, you know. Did this man after 12 years did he get anything? No, he had to flee for his life, because this cracker he wants you to be his perpetual slave forever, But anyways, it said Habakkuk 2:12. That's what this whole microchip is about, a perpetual servitude, total control, like Aaron Russo has stated, So woe to him that build a town with blood and establish a city with iniquity or by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people should labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very iniquity. That's what's going on in this society, man. People wearying themselves for iniquity, for very iniquity. $5 million for a citizenship card, man. That's very vanity. All right, coming here and marrying some fat white cracker, so you could get citizenship, man, that you don't love. Okay, so you have to fake with the authorities. Hey, we've been together, we love each other, so he could give you some papers. That's laboring, wearying yourselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. So now the earth is being filled with the knowledge of the Lord by the prophets. Okay, that line that's going out throughout all the earth, Psalms 19. Okay, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth the bottle to him. The cracker has put the bottle to our people, figuratively and literally, and makest him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spury shall be on thy glory. America is the cracker's glory, the devil's glory, and now it's becoming shameful spewing. The Lady of Kingdoms. That's why it's called the Lady of Kingdoms. Now it's shameful spewing is on this devil's glory. You know, he don't have the top universities no more. He don't have the top technology. He don't have the greatest microprocessors. Now he's falling aside when it comes to the automotive industry, man. You know, all the industries he got to play catch up now. Before he was the leader in everything. Now America's not the leader in everything, man. The only thing America is the leader in is fucking crimes and lies and deceits and marketing. Just like Real Madrid, they're the number one marketing gurus. Like the white man, Los Blancos, Real Madrid is like America. The liars, deceivers, and cheaters and stealers. Okay, just like that. That's how you win in this world. If you don't lie, cheat, steal, then you don't fucking win. Okay, that's how you win. If you are fucking honest people, okay, and you work hard, you don't rob nobody, you ain't gonna prosper in this world. This world's given into the hands of the devil, man, and the spiritual demon Satan, man. So you got to be a crook and an asshole and a bastard and a liar and a deceiver and a two-time stealer, a two-bit thief, you know, in order to prosper in this society. All these CEOs and rappers and entertainers and, you know, top executives, all them niggas are all crooks and liars and stealers. None of them are hard workers that fucking bust their ass and shit. No, they lied, they stole, they made backroom deals. They did shit that was against the law of the Most High. Okay. And now they got into the position they're in. That's why scripture tell you, okay, about their garments. Woe to you, rich men, James the 5th chapter, your garments are moth-eaten, and the rest of them are the witness against you, you know? So because why does it say that your riches are a witness against you? Because in order for you to have them riches, your ass had to be a demon, you know? Okay? Because you ain't gonna be no righteous man and be rich as hell in this society. That's not gonna happen. All right. So that's why the Lord made the statement. It's easier for the camel to go into the eye of the needle than for the rich man to enter into the kingdom. Because the rich man is wicked. All right. So Habakkuk 2 and verse 17, for the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoils of beasts. See, all the land in the Middle East, they're spoiling with violence over here in this land. On this side, the Western Hemisphere, that's why it refers to them as the border of wickedness in Malachi 1 and 3. The border of wickedness, man. Because the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made thee afraid, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and the city and all that dwell therein. Okay? All this gonna come upon you, man. All this gonna come upon you. All right? Because all this lying, cheating, and blood touching blood. All right? Violent oppression of the white man, you know. So if thou seest violent perverting a judgment, scripture say, marvel not, for he that's higher than they regarded, you know. Okay. Job 8 and 3, does the Most High pervert judgment, or doth the Almighty pervert justice? All right. No, he does not. Okay, it might take a little while. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because the riches got by this. No. It says because of sentence not executed speedily, the heart of the sons of men are fully set them to do wickedness. But that time gonna come. That's why it says the vision is yet for an appointed time. Right now it's it. Though it tarry, wait for it. Because he has 8 and 5 or 5 and 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting a judgment, and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. For he that's higher than the highest regarded, and there be that's higher than they. So that's perverting a judgment, you know. Only dealing with the rich. The poor, you know, they don't care for, unless it's like a PR stunt. Like anytime they give you, anytime these devils give you, oh yeah, refugee status for the Haitians, you know, whatever, this one and that one. Well, it's all a lie, really. You know, they're all making money off of you. If they're not making money off of you, they're not gonna fucking help you, man. So they got to be making money off of you. They're making money off these rich dudes that come here. You know, oh, $5 million, you know, boom, they're making money off of you. And everything's all about exploitation, extortion. You know, extortion and exploitation, man. You know, Extor. Just speak about the extortioner, man. Ooh, Isaiah 16:4. Let my outcasts dwell with thee, Moab, be thou a covert to them, from the face of the spoiler. For the extortioner is at an end, and the spoiler ceaseth. The oppressors are consumed out the land, and in mercy shall the throne be established. And he shall sit upon it in truth, and in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment and hastening righteousness. That's right. When you devils are eliminated, when the extortioner is at an end, then the throne of David, the house of David, will judge and seek righteousness and judgment. Okay, and establish the earth in truth, and that's a mercy of the Lord, man. When the Israelites are back in power, because it says in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous rejoice, the people rejoice when the righteous are in authority. When the wicked are in authority, people mourn. You know. Okay, so the extortioner is at the end, and the spoiler ceaseth. For the oppressors are consumed out the land. Isaiah 16:4. All right. So with that, I'll leave it there. 5 mil for citizenship. Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that's a Roman? Okay, showing you that the Roman citizenship and being an American mean a fucking thing. It's all a corporation, and the true citizenship comes from being from the Most High, man. Okay, being a citizen of the kingdom of the heaven, being a member, that's priceless. Okay, and that's a gift that the Lord gave for free before one was born. Okay, it says in Romans 9, the calling, the election is without works. You know. All right. So, anyways, with that, call him like how Bashim Al Shah, Bashim Kakudash, the Master Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Peace. So to you elect citizens of the kingdom, man. Shalom.